Hi, good morning, good afternoon, or maybe good evening. It's depending on where you are now on the earth. I'm from Tokyo, Japan. Welcome to my lecture. This is the fourth lecture, means that the last lecture this month, May the year 2023, titled The Japanese Language Proficiency Underpins the Capacity of Interpreting Skill 通訳の力は日本語の力 in Japanese, including me, a building of vocabulary or lexical semantic learning is very long way to go. In fact, even for the vocabulary usage of mother language itself is a life-stake challenge for me. Moreover, if you are an interpreter or translator, you must try to acquire two language parallel, essentially. The speech bridges people's intercommunication entails some argument, some compromise, and refutation occasionally, and those expressions one by one is used by an appropriate vocabulary or an interface in my options of terms over the verbal communication. It is my primary discussion in this part. Interface is familiar terms in physics, electronics, and electricity, the terms that signifies such as point of contact, the criticality or common ground, setting in Japanese. The interface varies situationally. It grows something progressively or it might deteriorate and anything regressive, and it could achieve a fantastic consequence by chance. Throughout my career, I have personally engaged in the experience of historic events or becoming an eyewitness, and glorious opportunities for me are many. I'm lucky. I'm proud of my profession, an interpreter or part of language artist. I hope to be it. Vocabulary seems like a still image. You might share my experience. However, once it is uttered by the interpreter vocally, the power of vocabulary gives a special impact on the thought of counterpart in a discourse setting. I am tremendously privileged with my profession, an interpreter. Let me move on to my scholarly aspect. I'm authoring the theory of spatial processing in the brain in accordance with language interpreting last 15 years. Old but fresh question to me for years is why my word translated is communicable or becoming a medium of communication between hetero language users. So, the point of onset of my eternal study is cerebral cortex. Keywords here. For cerebral lobes, more specifically, the frontal, the parietal, the temporal, and the occipital. These might be responsible for something referentially. I would propose it. In fact, my hypotheses submitted were accepted by universities, research institutions, and societies of neuroscience arenas like the interpreting and translation conferences, and also applied neuroscience meetings abroad. I'm lucky enough, I have been given opportunities to speak in front of special audiences. In addition, for the brain science-related conferences, I was given an opportunity to speak 3 and more times to do oral presentation on the venue titled Brain Science is at Work in the Interpreting Training. A dozen of times or more, I have participated in conferences held in Europe, Middle East, Australia, and the United States. So, my specialization is the parts of speech-based universal methodology proposal in oral interpreting. The Vanna theory is the principal formula. This is the part of it I have shown this already. Okay. Vanna stands for verb, adverb, noun, and adjective, semantic parts that are neurologically perceived by lobes, parietal, temporal, frontal, and occipital, respectively. Because those Vanna are semantic parts, while SHIP, what I called SHIP, that the conjunctives, interjection, preposition, and pronoun, they are functional parts. What I have indicated, interpreters don't need to scan but skip, but this discussion can be held later on, but not at this time. What I have said, the universal methodology, that means every language has a part of speech leading to applicable to any of language combination. For example, French to Chinese and vice versa. More broadly, the Vanna's responsible lobes, in my assumption, are perceived under blood circulation with the parietal, humors, or bodily fluids with the temporal, inheritance, or gene with the frontal and respiratory system with the occipital in my hypothesis. I was often asked by science researchers, interpreters are studying what? They probably implied that role of interpreters and translators remains just passive dynamism alone. The very role looks untheoretical, one they might think. My quick answer is no. My answer is so many scientific questions encapsulated in front of me. I have special aspiration about my specialized realm, interpreting study. The Vanna is the one. Vanna is my coinage and nomenclature of my discipline. Interpreter translators have a deserved status, I have noticed, as following scenes abroad. There is the Minister of Translation in the EU, because EU has 27 official languages, maybe more. I haven't counted lately. So the minister gave the opening remarks for the World Council of Interpreter and Translators in the year 2011. 12 years ago already, organized and hosted by the University of Innsbruck, Austria. The Prime Minister of Dubai Emirates, in addition, gave words for closing ceremony for the first World Interpreters Translator conference held by United Arab Emirates University, EU, in the year 2009. Interpreters aren't verbatim professional or literal translator. Word by word, phrase by phrase, sentence to sentence, as AI, artificial intelligence, or ChatGPT recently spotlighted. Human interpreters have biological intelligence, or BI in short, I have coined, which can explain a word much imagery. No wonder. Vocabulary clearly mirrors neurologically processed, meaning that illustrates much clearer image of speech. In conclusion of this chapter, Japanese language system features emotional strengths, but not scientific expressions. I would say, if you try sophisticating the capacity of synonym antonym usage, they are becoming utility tools or precise interface. Think them synonym antonym once again, leading to BI, biological intelligence of yours and mine, which overwhelms AIs. Thank you for your attentiveness. Bye.